Hello YouTube, and this is Super Saiyan 4 Broly back to you with another deck profile. Today I'm bringing you Prophecy, or what other people like to call them, Spellbook. This deck is pretty good, but you just don't see a lot of people running them. It's kind of a shocker actually. Alright, so I run 3 Temperance of Prophecy. If I activate a Spellbook card previously in this turn, I can tribute it to Special Summon 1 level 5 or higher light or dark spellcaster from my deck. Yeah, gets all your stuff out pretty quick, so I run 3 of them. Next I run 2 Justice of Prophecy. She does the same thing, but only during the end phase, and I have to banish her. So yeah. Next I run Full of Prophecy. Once per turn I can send 1 spellbook from my hand to deck, or from my deck to graveyard. And during my end phase, if I have 5, I can special summon 1 level 5 or higher dark spellcaster after I tribute it. Next I run 2 Stoic of Prophecy. When this card sends to your graveyard, add 1 level 3 Prophecy monster from your deck to hand. Then I run 1 Strength of Prophecy. This card's really cool. Once per turn, shuffle 1 spellbook spell card from your deck from your graveyard to deck. Target 1 face-up spellcaster on the field, increases level by 1 and increases attack by 500. So she's your recycler of your spell cards, and she can just keep making herself into a big powerhouse, or you can use her to exceed, whatever you want to do. Next, I run 2 High Priestess of Prophecy. You can reveal 3 spell cards from your hand, special summoner. Then you can banish 1 spellbook card to target 1 card on the field and destroy it. So she's pretty easy to get out. Next, I'll run 2 Reaper of Prophecy. This card really depends on how many spellbooks you have in your graveyard. Which, if you have, and he gains all the effects if he has basically 5, but he gains the following effects depending on how many you have in your graveyard. Like starts at 3, then it goes through 5. So I run 2. Next I have 1 Emperor Prophecy. This one's, I don't know, he's kind of moderate. You can banish 1 face-up spellcaster and a spellbook card from your graveyard. Target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Take control of it during the end phase. And you can only use Emperor of Prophecy once per turn. And then you can also not attack with this card if you use this effect. So it has a lot of downsides to it, but I feel it kind of necessary. So I run 2. Then I run 2 Tragodia. Then 1 Dark Magician, because he is searchable by Justice of Prophecy, Full of Prophecy, and Temperance of Prophecy. And then since I play a lot of spell cards in this deck, since I have Dark Magician, 2 Dark Eradicator Warlock. To people who do not know what this card does, each time I play a normal spell card, I inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. So let's say if I were to just go crazy on activating spell books, like if I had them on the field, play Secrets, then I would get, let's say, Spellbook Organization, use Organization, then I randomly play Tower, and let's say if I have Power in my hand, I will use Power. That's 4,000, I think. I wasn't really keeping track of effect damage right there. So yeah. Alright, next is spells. I run a lot of spells in this deck. I kind of feel that this deck requires it to run like a big spell book engine. So you're going to see very little traps in this deck. I run 3 spellbook of Secrets. This is your spell book searcher of the deck. Add one spell book from your deck to hand. Set spell book of secrets. Next, I run two spell book of wisdom. I can target one face-up spellcaster on the field. Activate one of these effects. It's either unaffected by spells this turn or traps. So these are good, like if you're going in for the final kill and he mirror forces you or something, like, oh no, and then you're all like, oh, I had this in my hand, I can just play this real quick, since it's a quick spell. Next, Grand Spellbook Tower. This is also, you're on a recycler of spellbooks. Once per turn, you can target one spellbook spell card from a graveyard and add it to the bottom of your deck, then draw one. And if this card is destroyed, special summon one spellcaster, I think, destroyed and sent by your opponent's card and sent to the graveyard. Special summon one spellcaster from your hand or deck whose level is equal to or less than the number of spell books in your graveyard. So I like how he has good multiple effects there. Next we have two spellbook Star Halls. Each time a spellbook card is activated, place one spellbook counter on this card. Then for each counter, all spellcasters you control gain 100 attack. And when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, special summon one spellcaster whose level is equal to or less than the number of counters on this card. So kind of like Tower, but with a different effect. Next, you run three spellbook of powers. Target one spellcaster you control, and it gains 1,000 attack till the end phase. Also, any card, each time it destroys opponent by battle, add one spellbook from your deck to your hand. Pretty good. And then I'm thinking about running more than one of these, but right now I feel that one's necessary. Spellbook of Sephir. Target one spellcaster type monster you control, and reveal one spellbook card from your hand. To target one spellbook normal from your graveyard, and it gains that effect. So, what I like to do, because this is a big loop in the rules, activate power, then Sephir, make Sephir get power. Since it is named Spellbook of Sephir, and this one specifically says you cannot activate another Spellbook of Power this turn, it gains this effect, not the name, but effect, so you can just easily have one of your spellcasters gain 2,000 attack. That's what I like to do. Next, two Spellbook of Organization, just to like keep track of how I want my turns to go. You know, look at cards of your deck and return them in any order. I feel it necessary. Then we run one Reborn, one Heavy, and one Dark. No MSTs in this deck. I don't really see room for it. Next, one Transmigration Prophecy. Target two cards in your graveyard and shuffle those into the deck. I don't remember when this card got limited, but it was smart that it did. Alright, then two Sullens and one Mirror Force. Alright, on my extra deck, it still needs work, but I have the Prophecy, three each of the Prophecy cards in here. Empress of Prophecy, three Empress of Prophecy. This card gains single attack for each Xyz material attached to it. And once per turn, I can detach one to shuffle your deck, then reveal the top 5 cards. Destroy monsters up the field and destroy monsters on the field up to the spell cards that were revealed. So if you get her out, then you're gonna do some crazy stuff. Then 3 Hierophant Prophecy. This card looks cool. It has 2,800 attack, so it's pretty good, I think. And then once per turn, you can detach one Xyz from this card, destroy spell/trap cards your opponent controls up to the spell book spell cards in your graveyard. So So you could just potentially just wipe out their whole back row if they have, even if they had a full back row. So that is just awesome. Well, that is my prophecy deck. If you have any opinions or ideas that I could put in my extra deck or just in my deck alone, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. See ya.